Hi, I'm Kari Brown. I'm inventor of Salon Foils to Go, and I've been a hairstylist for 20 years. Today we're going to show you how to do some highlights and lowlights using the Salon Foils to Go tool. Also, I'm going to show you some styling techniques using the same tool on Brenda's hair. We are going to do lots of blonde highlights and a few brown lowlights and a little dark underneath. We are going to darken her hair underneath, and I'm just going to explain the comb a little bit. This is a rat tail end. A lot of combs that you have at home don't have that. That is what I'm going to use for all my sectioning. In the center is a little thumb rest to keep the comb steady. And then we've got our natural side, our chunky side, and our super chunky side. We're going to be doing natural blonde highlights with chunky butterscotch highlights and a butterscotch underneath on Brenda. So what we want to do so that we don't get a solid line when we do that dark underneath is you want to take the rat tail end of the comb and weave that out so you don't just get one straight solid line. What we're going to do is clip all the rest of that hair up, and everything you still see laying down is going to be darker. See how she has a zigzag pattern going through the hair. So we're going to take the color bottle and darken all that now, and then we'll show you some more when we move on to the highlights up top. You want to start by getting all right near the lines. You can take smaller subsections. We're working with Redken Shades EQ, which is a liquid color and very easy to use. Per bang section, you can start wherever you want. I like to start here and then move on to the part. So, to go along with the shadowing underneath of her hair, I'm just going to do a very fine section of dark bang. Make her highlights in front stand out. Now the rat tail end also is used in the foiling process when applying the foil to the head. So you just take the first inch of foil, wrap it along the rat tail end of the comb, and then you can lift and tuck that underneath there so that the foil gets nice and close to the scalp. You want to make sure you don't apply the color too close to the top of the foil or it will bleed up and get onto hair that you don't want it on. But one thing to keep in mind is to always take very thin sections. It'll make your life so much easier. In the next section we're going to be taking blonde and brown piece, so we're going to move back into the hair and take another thin subsection, again about 1/4 to 1/8 of an inch, depending upon the density of the hair you're working with. And we're going to pick up the blonde ones first. So we're going to use the natural side of the comb. And we'll pick those up. And we'll clip those right out of the way. And then we're going to take that same section of hair and the chunky side now, because we want those brown ones to be really defined. And we are going to pick up the brown. Again, using the rat tail end of the comb, fold that foil over. And as you can see, the hair doesn't fill every notch of the comb, and that's okay. It doesn't have to. Just pick up the pieces that are caught, and that's all you need to do. I'm going to let this blonde section down. The blonde is where you really have to be careful not to get too close to the scalp or it will bleed and get lots of blonde yucky color where you don't want it. See, I'm leaving it about 1/4 of an inch away from the top of the foil. Alright. Brenda wears a side part, so we're going to move to the side here and do the same thing we just did in her bangs, picking up sections, doing blonde and brown. Blonde with the natural side and brown with the chunky side. Now I want these brown ones to be a little bit more prominent, so I'm going to do that first with the chunky side. I'll clip the brown ones out of the way. And then we're going to pick up that same section again blonde. You can start at the base of the head and move upward. It's a little bit easier with the foils. I like to start at the part so that you really see defined color and lots of dimension going through the part where the hair. We are now going to start on the other side of her part, so we're going to take a small subsection of hair again. And to make things easier, if you would like, you can certainly clip that hair you're not going to be working with out of the way. Now again, I want her brown ones to be really strong across the top, so we're going to pick those up first. And push those out of the way. And then we're going to take the same section and pick up some blonde ones. Okay. And then what we need to do as we move down the head is the same process we've been doing, taking small subpartings, running the comb perpendicular through the hair until you're done pretty much with everything. Again, in through the interior you can cheat a little bit and not do as many foils because people don't really see that often. But through the top and through the part where people see your hair, you really want to make sure you've got good color, especially in a technique like we're using on her where we want to show a lot of dimension. What we have left that hasn't been foiled or colored is just a small section in the back here. So we're going to just take, again, small subsections, moving through the hair until we've completed the foils. I'm guessing about 3 sections. I'm going to do blonde here so that it contrasts against the dark underneath. You didn't use in Brenda's hair, but you can use, if you like really patchy strands, is there's a super chunky notch right here where you can take a thick chunk of hair and do that as well, so you get a really patchy strand of color. We opted not to use anything too extreme on her color today. Color has now been completely processed, and we're going to remove her foils. And because I just fold the foils in half, all you really have to do is just pull them right out of there. You don't really need to worry if the hair falls on top of each other with the different colors because you're going to be shampooing it here in just a minute. So just get the foils out as quickly as you can and then you're ready to shampoo. Pulling the foils, we've shampooed and blow dried her hair, and as you can see, she's got nice toffee foils and a lot of blonde light pieces through her hair as well. And then we've got the darker color underneath. Now one other thing, I want to show you how you can go from just having a plain straightened style to having a more full style with using this comb. So we're just going to kind of comb through her hair, and again, styles are cyclical and they've started using back combing and ratting again. Now this natural side of this comb works very well as a back combing tool. So just go in. Take small sections, moving forward, all the hair that you want nice and full, adding a section at a time. See how it gives it nice height and fullness through that crown area. You still want to keep this nice and soft. So what you can do is either just pick through with the rat tail end, or you can actually flip the comb over and just softly take the chunky side through and soften those ends. See how that gives up lots of nice volume that's going to stay. Let me even pick up one more section here and take it just a little further back. It gives you that nice height on top and makes those colors stand out just a little bit more.
Salon foils to go. Achieve professional results at home.
You're on. Oh.
Salon foils to go. Achieve professional